Namaste, Jenny. Sri Matre Namaha.
Namaste. Namaste.
How are you doing today?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and the energies are very beautiful on today's Sharad Pournami day here in India. It's uh, it's a once in a year opportunity for very amplified vibrational field and an energy grid, and we are really lucky to be able to do this auspicious event of Saubhagyam on today's day. So, a little introduction to our viewers about what we're going to do. So, I am Dr. Pallavi Quatra. I am from Delhi, India, and I'm a doctor by profession and also work with Sri Vidya in many ways. I love the Divine Mother and all forms of the goddess inspire me to know more about myself. And in that journey, it's very celebratory to be able to share it with pure sadhakas like Jenny, who are trying to bring the Eastern Indian traditions to the Western world in ways that are retaining their purity, their essence, and she's going to be playing a pivotal role like a bridge between the poles apart, but really doing the finest transmission of the sukshma, that is the subtle aspects of the tantric Eastern Indian tradition. So I wish her all the very best for this endeavor, and may the goddess always bless her. Always, she is the living goddess herself. She has to bless herself for more and more people to be able to receive these teachings. And this session today is going to be about an introduction to Sri Vidya, Sri Yantra, and the goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari, who is the preceding goddess of the Sri Yantra. So we will be titling this event as Saubhagyam. Saubhagyam in Sanskrit means good fortune, auspiciousness, and the divine goddess is basically an archetype of the of all forms of auspiciousness in our lives, abundance, and she's a blessing not only in our material lives but also to upgrade our spiritual journeys, to be able to dwell deeper into our our pure self. So Sri Vidya is a advanced sadhak's way of Atma Jnana, or the self realization. It's a form of Atma Vidya. It's the highest science that is possible to be able to realize the self. So in this session, we will break the session into two parts. In one part, I will be sharing some educational content and making you aware about the basics of Sri Vidya, the Sri Yantra, and who is this goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari. What are her characteristics? How can she be venerated? And after that educational presentation, we are going to be moving into a very, very beautiful live ritual where I will be chanting the Lalita Sahasranama, and Jenny will be consecrating her beautiful Sri Yantra through a Kumkum Archana process and many other offerings that she has readied for this. So please stay with us till the end and enjoy the learning as well as the experience of a live puja event. I'm wishing you all the very best and hope that many of the other sessions that you attend with Jenny during the retreat are also equally blossoming for you, equally enlightening for you, and make a vital difference and transform your life in many ways. I know that she has planned many beautiful things, inviting many speakers who are very learned in their respective branches, or they are vidwans, they are very learned scholars who have gone very deep into these sciences. So I'm sure there are going to be very marvelous sessions with Ayurveda, with Kriya Yoga, with the goddess. And each of these sessions will will be able to intern your journey towards more inspiration towards working with the goddess, and like really living out as the goddess. That's her vision for you. That's also my vision for everybody who comes in contact with me for learning about the goddess. Because in these times, what we need is a more open minded approach and the embodied living of the goddess principle in our day-to-day lives, whatever professions we may be pursuing, wherever we may be living. How do we walk the path of the goddess in our day-to-day life? It's not about just doing a ritual here. It's about really embodying it. So that's what Sri Vidya in the urban times is actually about. It's not just about doing a ritual or a set of some mumbo jumbo, but it's about having the deep realization of applying the science so that the goddess does not remain like a far off entity or just somebody we just can't grasp hold of, but who lives with us in our sukshma sharira, in our auric fields, we in our bodies. She's placed there with all devotion as us only. So that is the goal of Sri Vidya in our times that we are in. And I'm sure that Jenny's endeavors to bring this information, knowledge, and also this embodiment for all of you during this retreat will be a success, because she has the definite grace of the mother. Otherwise, it is not possible for anybody to conduct this kind of a retreat, to bring together such beautiful souls like you to be able to receive, and also more people to be able to give you the best from, it's like the nectar which has been churned after so much of manthan. In India, we call this as the Samudra Manthan. So there's a little story here that I'm telling you, where the ocean was actually churned, and then out from the ocean comes a small little drops of nectar or amrita, which if anybody consumes becomes immortal. So sadhana is the manthan or the churning of the ocean, and the nectar is basically your enlightenment or your samadhi or your uh, consciousness that reveals itself to you when you have done a lot of tapas and lot of sadhana. So things like this you cannot learn just by thinking that there is a step ladder pattern to learning. Without the grace and without you being open to that grace, it will it will just be remaining as a mere education or something like a knowledge, but it won't actually go down into your cellular memory and actually be impregnated and be applied until you have done your own tapas, until you have really struggled to do your own sadhana. So there are many techniques which you can learn very quickly and they may be powerful also. But in Sri Vidya, you definitely need discipline, surrender, and most of it, you need a lot of grace and krupa from the mother. Because without that, nothing is going to happen. You will just become a knowledgeable person, but you won't have an experience of the mother. That experience can only happen to you if you open your heart to her. So the Hridaya or the heart is the entry point of the divine goddess. So that is called as the Atma Bindu. The Hridayam is called as the Atma Bindu. So that is the Bindu of the Sri Yantra. You can see a beautiful Sri Yantra there. And at the apex of the Sri Yantra, that dot there is called as the Bindu. So that is the end goal of your journey of your spiritual realization, to arrive at the Bindu. So you can only arrive there by your purity of your intent. So even if you may not be technically perfect, even if you find that the hymns are in Sanskrit, you do not understand them, you can't connect with them. No problem. Please don't get disappointed. If you have a pure intention, then the Vidya actually becomes simplified for you. It is a step-by-step portal that unveils itself. As you are ready, the next step is revealed to you. So don't worry about walking to the mountain top in just one go. Just walk one step at a time, one day at a time. It may sound challenging, but when you walk one step, the mother has already taken 100 steps towards you. She has facilitated you with many teachers who will come along, with many books that may come along, with many videos that may come along, which will which will click the dots for you in your journey. Okay, so that's how you work with the goddess. There is no path like that. Every person has to follow their own path with the mother. So even though it is a science and it works and it has a certain template to it, but the results for every person will differ depending on his own purity of intent. Okay, I think we've had a very long introduction. This wasn't really in the plan, but I just want that more and more people should be ready and open to the goddess worship learning and not be scared of it. That is why I've taken these past 10 minutes just to speak on this matter. Okay, so let's start the session of Saubhagyam. I'm going to be sharing screen here first, and I'm going to be showing a little presentation here to you. Jenny, is that visible?
It is visible, yes.
Oh.
And that was beautiful, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I loved it. I loved it.
I was just speaking your mind. That's it. I was just mirroring
I
you.
loved it.
Thank you. So let's go very slowly. Let's just decode very simply, nothing complicated at all. So first of all, I will take 5-7 minutes to share about my own journey with the goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari. So I was introduced to Tantra and Sri Vidya as a formal practice and initiated into it in the year 2018 when I came across a book which was a biography of my Sri Vidya Guru. And the book was titled as The Guru and the Goddess by Michael Bowden. And it is a biography of Sri Amritananda Natha of Devipuram. So he was a nuclear scientist and how he transformed into a Sri Vidya Guru. That was the story. And I was really mesmerized with this beautiful example of how spirituality met science and how is it possible for them to come together in an individual. So while I was being intrigued with this, I traveled to Devipuram and I received my formal initiation into the Sri Vidya Diksha or the mantras. However, it was not anything like a flash of lightning or a Kundalini spike that happened to me, or all the gala things that are written or shown in today's videos or shorts. It doesn't really happen like that mostly. So it was like, it was very plain, and I was like, oh, this seemed to be like people have told their very miraculous stories of how they see those stars in their heads when they get the initiation and stuff. But I was just very simply and humbly made to sit on a chair and told in 5 minutes that, okay, it's done, please go. So I was like, this is sounding a little disappointing. It should have been more flashy, right? So anyway, I came back and I just started to work slowly with the Khadagmala Stotra, which is a very beautiful 5-minute hymn of worship to Lalita Tripura Sundari. So I said, it just takes 5 minutes. How does it matter to me? Let me just do it and see what happens. And I started to do just very few, five recitations of the Sri Vidya mantras that I was initiated in. Now, slowly, in just a matter of few months, I began to experience some changes in my own body. And I was like, and I was really drawn to know more about the goddess. I was like literally immersing in that. I was feeling a magnetic pull towards the abyss of the goddess, which seemed to be as deep as I thought that I would just die there, and I would still not, she would still not reveal herself to me. It was scary as well as exciting at the same point of time for me. So soon I began to do the Lalita Sahasranama, which is very, very challenging for a person who encounters it for the first time, because it is the longest hymn of the mother. It's about 40-45 minutes, and it's in Sanskrit, and the pronunciation is actually mind-boggling. The musical meter of the in the way in which it is sung is something very, it needs to be mastered over time. So I decided that no matter how long it takes, I will do this every day of my life. That's all. So day by day, I just went on chanting the Lalita Sahasranama. In 2019, I went back to Devipuram for their 19th Mahakumbh Abhishekam. So what is a Mahakumbh Abhishekam? In India, the temples, they will get reconsecrate themselves every few years. So this was a major event there, and when I went there, I was just sitting in the premises, and I just got one download in which I felt that I was being guided to create this unique book on Lalita Sahasranama, which would make the text, the scriptural difficult text, actually available to everybody, even children. So how could that happen? Because actually it is in core Sanskrit. So many people are scared to do the practice because it's very dense. So the mother guided me that everybody relates to an image or a photograph. Even they will not, even if they don't understand any language, even if they do not understand Sanskrit, but still you can make me available to them through photographs. So that is the birthing process of this unique book on Lalita Sahasranama. I've also got it here to show it. So this is the book, and this book was birthed in 2019, where every name of the goddess was depicted through a photograph and a very, very simple explanation. Very simple, nothing dense scriptural about it. So that anybody who wishes to connect to this scripture should not be fearful of it. Okay. So that's how the book came around. So this is like a sequential life journey of me with Lalita Tripura Sundari. That was the second thing that happened. After this, there came a phase where I realized that the Sri Yantra, which is the cosmic geometrical diagram that is used in the practice of Sri Vidya, and which is a very mystical and powerful portal to decode many layers of reality. I saw that there were many people who were wanting to have these Sri Yantras at their homes, at their offices, in their temples, but there was a lot of cult and conditioning as to who is qualified to have them, how to worship it. There were many things that people were scared of to when they wanted to have a Sri Yantra at home. So I got onto a journey where I wanted to make the Sri Yantra as an to be available to each and every person who actually longed for it, without without any preset dogmas or cults around it. So I started to educate more on the Sri Yantra and how to have more of a devotional aspect with the yantra rather than being scared of its maintenance. So there came around 2 years following that, in which I was able to put together around 50 kinds of Sri Yantras of different budgets, of different materials, of different sizes, so that my idea was only this, that if anybody came to me asking for a Sri Yantra, he should not go empty handed. Anything and everything which is possible from my end, I should give him a small, if he needs a small budget Sri Yantra, if he needs a big one, whatever he asks for, I should be able to give that to him, so that through the Sri Yantra, at least he will have a connection with the goddess. And once that connection is established for him, then the goddess can take it forward with that person and decide how that person evolves in the journey. My role gets over there. So the next 3 years odd, I started to do this work. And I think more than 500, 600 people receive these energized Sri Yantras for their homes, for their offices, for their temples. They still are. And they keep telling me of their wonderful stories of how the Sri Yantra, after entering their lives, have transformed their homes into more amicable, more places of cohesive bonding between the family members, of high vibrational spiritual zones where their meditations have deepened. So there are many ways that a Sri Yantra augments the life of its recipient. And it's actually marvelous how these stories never seem to end. No matter how many Sri Yantras are going on to many places, every story is different of how each person connects and receives the mother's grace through the yantra. Anyway, now after the Sri Yantras were being given, actually during that time only, many people who were receiving the Yantras wanted to know how should they worship the Sri Yantra. So that was my next step on my service to the mother, where I wanted to give them very simple methods of worshipping. Because not everybody is a Sri Vidya Upasak. Okay, so not everybody is that devout, that disciplined to practice Sri Vidya. But why should they be denied to do a simple puja just because they are not ready for a very lengthy learning? So I devised some very small guided step-by-step courses which were video based and which enabled mostly a lot of people from the Western world to just simply play the videos and use the guided steps to be able to do their pujas to the Sri Yantra. So that's how from the Yantra, I went the next level as to provide the knowledge on how to do these small basic pujas. Okay. And now, for the past almost 2 years, the goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari has migrated me to another fine version about herself, which is the goddess Kamakhya. So, Kamakhya is the bleeding goddess, and she is none other than Lalita Tripura Sundari herself. And past 1.5, 2 years, I've been very deep into understanding her mechanism, which is more potent, more powerful, more fast, and very well suited for our urban worlds. And I'm trying to bring this tradition of Kamakhya Tantra to the world in simplistic ways and still retaining its deep traditional value. So last but not the least, I would like to speak about the Bindu consciousness of the Sri Yantra or the Sri Vidya practice, which is the goal of our spiritual journey with the goddess. So as we are able to see this yantra right in front of us, or I can also show you, I have a yantra here. This is how a Sri Yantra looks like. And this is the Sri Yantra, and the tip of the Sri Yantra is called as the Bindu. So basically, the goal of your Sri Vidya practice is to arrive at the Bindu. So what does that actually mean? The Bindu is the non-dual point of your existential reality, where you are able to see and perceive the world without any colored glasses. You see everything for what it is rather than what you want to see it as. So when a person is actually arrived at the Bindu, then that is the point of his mukti or enlightenment, where there is non-duality, there is nobody who is separate from him, no phenomena that is separate from what he is experiencing, no person is different from who he is. Okay. So in my own practices, I also came across a very advanced practice of Sri Vidya, which is called as Kala Vahana, and Jenny has also experienced this with me. So Kala Vahana is a non-dual practice of Sri Vidya, where we experience the goddess not just by worshipping her in a yantra or an idol outside us, but we actually experience the living goddess inside our own bodies. So it represents the non-dual consciousness of Devi being us only. So that is the end point of our journey. And I'm very happy that I'm feeling that joy and bliss of and the chase of trying to become something or trying to, like having an agenda in my sadhana about arriving some point is now almost, just fading off. So I'm just enjoying and celebrating the goddess. It's not about, putting one degree in front of my name that, I've done so many lakh japas, or I've spent these many hours in doing ritual. For each person, depending on their karma and depending on their spiritual rightness, they may encounter the goddess at different points in their life journey. And for them, for somebody who is ripe, just one word or maybe even no word may be required for that fruition to be immediate blossoming. But for somebody who may be just starting or who may be midway, will have to do a lot of, more sadhana to be more ripened. So it doesn't really matter whatever point that you are in. It's just about starting from where you are. So, and there is no comparison between your journey and somebody else, or who is taking how long to arrive at what point. It's a very, very private and a very intimate journey with the goddess. And you are the one who can honor your own journey. You are the one who can know where you're going. Do not lean on anybody to guide you other than the goddess inside you. She will tell you at every step how ready you are, how well you are going, what more needs to be done, how it needs to be done. If you can trust that inner voice with the goddess, then I can bet on it that the Bindu consciousness of the Sri Yantra is not something that will be deprived for you in this lifetime. It's not going to happen in any remote, in time in the future. It's in this lifetime. It's in your living body that you will be able to experience true inner freedom. So, though the process of Sri Vidya is very ritualistic, it seems to be full of ritual, but the freedom that actually blossoms after that churning is very pure. So it is truly a very elevated path, and you all are very, very fortunate to be able to attend this session where you are experiencing all these open thoughts about the goddess. Because you may meet many teachers who will teach you many things, but you may not meet a person who will who will tell you that the way to the goddess is only through your heart. Okay. So let's come down to more layers of the goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari. Her full name is Sri Lalita Tripura Sundari Raj Rajeshwari Devi. So why is the word Shri, Shree, prefixed to the name of the goddess? What does this word Shri mean? So Shri actually means Saubhagyam or auspiciousness. So Shri is the embodiment of your fulfillment at all levels of your life. So that is what the goddess gives you. She gives you bhoga and yoga. What does this mean? Bhoga means she gives you the permission, the opportunities, and the tools that you will need for coming and celebrating in this material existence. She will not deprive you of that. She will ensure that you have the right opportunities, you meet the right people, you engage, and that's how you grow and that's how you transcend. So that is bhoga. Bhoga means indulgence in the world. And how does she give you yoga? What does yoga mean? Yoga means union. So what is the union about? The union is you meeting yourself. That is the union. That is the spiritual union that she gives you. So she helps you travel outwards and inwards at the same point of time. It's a parallel journey that you undertake when you do your sadhana. Okay. So that is why Shri. And who is this goddess actually? Because see, there are goddesses in all traditions in the world, not only in India. We have goddess worship. We have revered the Shakti in all traditions of the world. We know that nothing can move without her. So why would we want to just to go or leverage towards Lalita Tripura Sundari? So in India, we have a collection or a set of 10 goddesses. They are called as the Das Mahavidyas. Das means 10, Maha means big or large, and Vidya means education. So basically, these are 10 goddesses who, amongst the whole pantheon of goddesses in our tradition, stand apart as the core points of contact with the divine feminine. So in any of your journeys, you may have encountered any of the Das Mahavidyas. For example, you may have known about Kali, or you may have known about Chinnamasta, or you may have known about Dhumavati. Even if you have encountered any of the 10 Mahavidyas in your life, then consider yourself fortunate and stick to your journey, do your sadhana, and she will reveal to you the next Mahavidyas that you may be needing to have to fulfill your journey. So, Lalita Tripura Sundari is one of those 10 Mahavidyas who have got the capacity to give you complete emancipation. Okay. And she is also the main deity of the Sri Vidya Shakta tradition. Now, if you see her name, she is called as Tripura Sundari. Three, that word Tri. What does that mean? Three actually stands for number 3. So there are many, many relevances as to why she is related to the number 3. So I will share all those relative reasons why she is connected to the number 3. So she is the dweller of the 3 worlds of Manas, Buddhi, and Chitta. What does this mean? What is Manas? Manas means our heart, our emotions. What is Buddhi? Buddhi is our intellect. And what is Chitta? Chitta is our consciousness. So she is the constant phenomena of all the 3. She is residing and fluctuating in our emotions, in our thoughts, and in our consciousness. That's one way. Second is that she resides in a city which is made up of gold, silver, and iron metals. That's why, again, number 3. Then you may have known of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. These are the 3 gods of the East Indian traditions. So Brahma is the one who created the mat, who is believed to have created the matrix. Okay. And then Vishnu is the one who preserves or maintains the matrix. And then you have Shiva, who destroys, who completely annihilates. So these are the 3 steps of any matrix. It's created, it's maintained, and then it's annihilated. So all these 3 roles of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh are commonly in the hands of Lalita Tripura Sundari. She can play all the 3 roles, which all these 3 deities are playing. That is why, again, the number connection with the number 3. Then she also embodies the 3 Shaktis of Icha, Jnana, and Kriya. What does this mean? Icha means desire, Jnana means knowledge, and Kriya means action. So, everything that we do in our life starts with a thought in our head or an idea. And then based on that idea, we accumulate knowledge, we learn skill sets. So we gather knowledge, which is jnana. And after we have done that, we go out in the world and take a particular action that manifests our idea. So what is that action? Kriya. So all the 3 roles are equally important in making our dreams come true. And all 3 are governed by, all the 3 powers are residing with Lalita Tripura Sundari. The last is of relevance of number 3 is about the 3 states of consciousness. So we speak about many states of consciousness, and in the Western world we speak about we do scientific studies on the brain waves and what are the kind of waves during or states during meditation, during sleeping. There are the beta waves, the delta waves. So depending on how relaxed you are, there is an EEG monitor that is able to record your various waveforms. Okay. So just like that, there are 3 states of consciousness. One is when you are in the awake state, like you're performing your actions, you're doing your thing. And then there is a sleeping state when you are sleeping. And then there is a dream state. So these are the three states. And Lalita Tripura Sundari is actually present in all the three. So while you are sleeping, while you are dreaming, while you are out in the world doing your action, she is constantly perennial and equivocally present in the three states. However, in deep meditation, or when you are ready spiritually, you will encounter the fourth stage of consciousness, or which is called as the Turiya stage or the Samadhi stage, which is the transcendental stage where there is no vichara, no thought, no emotional experience of anything. You are just like in the Sakshi Bhava or in the neutral observer of all phenomena. Okay. So that stage of Turiya is able to be reached with the grace of Divine Mother Lalita Tripurasundari. So these were the relevances of her name, of how she is connected to the number 3. Now, next we come to is that what is the meaning of her name Lalita? We spoke about 3. Now, shall we speak about why is she called Lalita? So Lalita means the one who plays. So if you're thinking her to be somebody very serious and who wants to banter you, then you're highly mistaken. She's created the Maya of this world, this matrix for you. For what? For what reason? For you to remain serious, for you to just earn some money and go back to sleep. No, this is her dance, and you have to celebrate and dance with your mother, right? So she will put you through situations where you will be also becoming treating this world like a play, and you will just play like an actor. You will play your roles, whatever role is given to you, whatever duties you are given, whatever you have to do, just do it celebratory, happily, joyfully, without any worry, without any fear. So she is joyful. Her 16-year-old form is called as Bala Tripura Sundari. That is the child form of, or the adolescent form of the mother. So if you ever happen to see her face, the face of Bala Tripura Sundari, then you will see that she is very playful. A 16-year-old girl is at the brink of her entering into a new life phase where everything in her surrounding is very colorful, is very vibrant, and she wants to engage in the world. So this is how she wants you to be. She wants you to be like the 16-year-old Bala who is innocent and playful in the world, celebrating it all the time. Okay. Now, if you see the form of Lalita Tripura Sundari, if you see her iconography, I'm just telling you about that. She has in her 4 hands, she has holding 4 different things. So what are they representative of? So in one of the hands, she holds a bowl. So what does this bowl represent? The bowl is an empty bowl. So she is reminding you that bowl is representative of your mind. She wants you to be having less of thoughts. Lesser thoughts is more blissful. Always you will see when you meet people who are very intellectual, they will be less cheerful. There are 2 qualities that will be inversely proportional to each other. So more serious and less playful. Okay, so she wants your mind to be very clean, like a bowl that has nothing in it, no thoughts. She wants you to be plain slate without any bias about the world. In one of the other hands, she is having these flowers, flower arrows. Now, if you were to see other deities, they have very sharp arrows. Their arrows are actually meant to hurt. But here is a goddess who has arrows who are in the shape of flowers. Why? Because she is representing these flowers, showing to you that in this world that she has created for you, there are many pleasures for you to engage in, to immerse in, to enjoy, to relish. But at the end of it all, to keep this, feel satisfied and then go within. So that's about the arrows. And then in the other hand is a noose. So a noose is actually like a rope shaped structure. And see, so the noose is basically her way of entangling you and magnetically pulling you towards her beauty. She's charismatic. She is not somebody mundane that you would miss. She's very charismatic. You can't just miss her. So through the nose, she's actually pulling you towards her and enabling you to remain connected. That cord connection is there due to her charisma and your longing to reach it. And in the other fourth hand, she has a hook. So what does a hook stand for? A hook is shaped like this, right? So hook is actually meant to uh, either cut off or snap off something. So she's reminding you that no matter how much you engage in the world, all the pleasures are there for you to enjoy, no problem. But do not get attached to them. Do not become the enjoyer of them. Just do it as a part of your role play. Do not be attached to it. Do whatever you must in the world, but free of all attachment. So that was the iconography and representation of her form. Now we've spoken a lot about the goddess. Let's come down to the next level and speak about what is the Lalita Sahasranama. So Lalita Sahasranama is a hymn that is sung in reverence of the goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari. It has got 1000 names of the Divine Mother, describing her beauty, describing her powers, and some amount of her stories, her mythological stories as well. So each word of the Lalita Sahasranama is actually a Maha Mantra in itself. There are other Sahasranamas in Indian traditions, like the Vishnu Sahasranama, which is 1000 names sung in the praise of Lord Vishnu. But what is so unique about Lalita Sahasranama as a text? There is no name in the 1000 names that gets repeated. Every name is unique, and every name per se has got a capacity to give you enlightenment. Even if you will not read the whole, even if you will hang on to, latch on to just the first name of the mother is Sri Mata, where she is called as the global mother. So even if you don't know 999 names of her, but if you know one name, that is enough for you to get liberated in this lifetime. So that is how powerful the hymn is. And if you do a daily recitation of this hymn, then it is a complete spiritual practice covering all aspects of your life. And you can definitely rely on it, you on it for all your needs to be fulfilled, spiritual as well as material. Now, how was this, what is the origin of this text? So there are many Puranas or ancient Indian scriptures that we have. There are 18 Puranas in our tradition, which are huge ancient scriptures. And out of them, there is one Purana. That name of that Purana is Brahmanand Purana. And that was written by Rishi or sage Vyas. Okay. So this Lalita Sahasranama is just a small part of that Purana. And who spoke about it first, or who narrated this, or who gave this divine wisdom? So Lord Vishnu's avatar, called as Lord Hayagriva, imparts this wisdom for the first time to a saint or a sage whose name was Agastya Muni, and to his wife Lopamudra. So the first time this chant was first ever narrated was by this Lord to Agastya Muni and his wife. That's the mythological background of this text. Now, how to work with Lalita Sahasranama and who is qualified to learn it and work with it. So there is no qualification that is needed other than your discipline to learn it, your longing to go deeper into unveiling the mysticism and learning how to chant it, and your devotion. So these are the eligibility criteria, if you may ask that. There is no formal initiation into Sri Vidya that is needed to do this wonderful practice. You can start without any guru or anybody actually initiating you. But I insist here with a small tinge that if you do have somebody who has initiated you, or the way that we are doing it now, then it will make a larger sense to you. That is one thing. without you, just blindly following some YouTube videos and gathering some hoopla information from here and there. That's one thing. And second is when you receive it from somebody who has done enough sadhana with the Lalita Sahasranama, then a portion of his tapas is relayed to you like a Shaktipat. So when you begin to do your sadhana, it gets very easy for you. It gets easy for you. It becomes faster for you. So even though there is no formal initiation needed into Lalita Sahasranama, but if you have the opportunity of receiving one, then it is wonderful and you must grab it and you must go for it. Okay. Now, what are the various mechanisms or techniques of how to work with this charm? Very simple. Either you can hear it, you can't understand it, you don't know how to chant it, no problem. Every day you can just play a version which is pure in its transmission and just hear it. That's all. Second way of working with it is learning how to chant it. So that will entail a few months to a year of your dedication, but you will surely get it. So you should be able to apply the teaching by chanting it every day yourself. The third way of using this scripture is to do a ritual once in a while. For example, today we are going to do a live ritual. What is that ritual? That ritual is to do a puja on the Sri Yantra while we are reciting the Lalita Sahasranama. So, not only listening or chanting, but actually transforming that into a small, beautiful ritual. Fourth way of working with the Lalita Sahasranama is a meditative way or the Samaya Marga. So how can you do that? Very simple. Even if you do not have a Sri Yantra at home, no problem. You can just get a printout, like from a paper printout, laminate it and place it on a wall at your eye level and simply do gazing at the Sri Yantra. So slowly, this practice will build upon itself, where you will be able to enter a meditative trance and receive powerful downloads during this meditative practice. While you are doing this, you can play the Lalita Sahasranama. That is another way of using the Lalita Sahasranama. The other way is that you take up any form of the goddess, basically any form, no problem, and stick to that form, have a photograph right in front of you. Again, you meditate and you keep listening to the Lalita Sahasranama. So these are the 5 mechanisms of applying the practice in your daily life or as you feel inspired. Okay. Now coming down to what is the Sri Yantra and what is its connection to this whole thing that we are discussing here. So I have a Sri Yantra here to show you. This is the 3-dimensional form of the Sri Yantra. It's also called as the Meru Sri Yantra. Now this is the iconographic representation of the goddess herself. The goddess lives here in this yantra along with her co-goddess deities, which are present on various, the yantra has got triangles and circles and squares, these 3 geometrical formats. There are 43 triangles in the Sri Yantra, out of which the main 9 triangles there are 4 upward pointing triangles which represent Shiva and 5 downward pointing triangles which represent Shakti. And there are 9 enclosures to the Sri Yantra, which are called as the Nav Avaranas, okay, or the 9 layers. So at every layer of the Sri Yantra, as you actually unveil that layer, you dive into the deeper cosmic secrets of this universe. So a Sri Yantra is a portal. It's a key that helps you gather knowledge about everything in the world. So there are meditators who do not know anything about the Sri Yantra, who've never seen the Yantra, who do not know anything about Sri Vidya, goddess, no, nothing. But still, they have had visions of the Yantra in their meditations. And through those visions, they are able to download a lot of cosmic information. So the yantra is a portal. Okay. Even many of you may be knowing about the crop circles, which are the ways that the extraterrestrial beings are connecting to the humanity. And there have been large areas of land, or like farmland, where the shape of the Sri Yantra has come up overnight. So so basically, the yantra is not restricted to just Indians or probably just goddess worshippers. It's not like that. The yantra is a cosmic secret portal which is available to everybody. Okay. And you can use the yantra in many ways in your life. It's not just to do a puja. I have been experimenting with a way of calibrating our own bodily instrument with the Sri Yantra. So our body is nothing but the Sri Yantra itself. Okay. So if why do we have disease in our body? Why do we have difficulties within our life? Because our sacred geometry is somewhere miscalibrated. So if we were to do a process where we would align our body geometry to the Sri Yantra geometry, we would come back. We would be recalibrated, reset. So you can use the yantra for calibrating yourself by placing the yantra on your head. Even in a few moments, you will be able to feel your whole auric field and your physical body come into a reboot. Okay. You can even meditate with it. You can hold it in your hand. You can connect to it. You can place it on your heart. There are many ways that the Sri Yantra can be used. So let's not just localize it for doing a puja ritual. That's what I want to come around with. Okay. These are deep sciences, but you must become a neutral experimenter and you must have your own experiments with the goddess. There is no one way of doing the things with her. Okay. Now come to this amazing picture here, which sounds complicated, but I will simplify it for you. And this also has a connection with today's day, which is the full moon. So what is the connection of full moon with the goddess? Lalita Tripura Sundari. So if you see this triangle here, which is here, you see there are these numbers titled from 1 to 15, right? And there is a dot in the center of this triangle. So Lalita Tripura Sundari is sitting at this dot in the center. And there are these 15 Devis or the Upa Devis or the small Devis that are, sorry, that have aligned themselves in this triangle. So who are these Devis? These Devis are called as the Nitya Devis. What is special about them? Why are they 15 in number? All these things we got to understand. Okay. So all of us, wherever we live in the world, are very well connected to the moon and our lunar cycles. So in the lunar cycle, we have 15 days of new moon and 15 days of full moon. So these 15 Devis or goddesses are actually goddesses of each of the 15 days. And before the full moon, the 15 days that follow, each of these Devis or the Nitya Devis are taking care of the 15 days. And on the full moon day, like it is today, all these 15, the 16th, who is the 16th Devi? The 16th is Lalita herself, who is at the center. So on the full moon day, she actually encompasses all the 15 inside. That is why the full moon has got a special relevance for you to deepen your spiritual practice, to do your manifestation work, to do your vision boards, to realign your thoughts, to journal, to experience, to go within, to slow down, isn't it? We speak of the full moon as an opportunity to do this lot of inner work with ourselves. Why? Because on this day, Lalita Tripura Sundari's Nitya Devis have got together and merged into her. Okay. So what are the names of those Devis? They are Mahat Tripura Sundari herself, then Kameshwari, Bhagamalini, Nitya Klinna, Bherunda, Bahni Vasini, Mahavajreshwari, Shivaduti, Twarita, Kulasundari, Nitya, Neelapataka, Vijaya, Sarvamangala, Jwala Malini, and Chidrupa. So, very beautiful names, right? Artistic names. So, each of these Devis can actually be venerated uh, independently also. There are sadhanas to work with each of these Devis. But we are wanting to crack the code in the fastest possible manner. So when we chant the Lalita Sahasranama, we need not do independent sadhanas to the 16 Devis. We will get the benefits of each of them by doing one single practice of chanting the Lalita Sahasranama. Now, something, since most of you will be going through Kriya Yoga sessions also, this is of great paramount importance that I'm connecting this dot for you, that how is the goddess connected to the Nadi network in our body. So there is something which is the energy meridians. There are energy meridians in our body. There are 72,000, 7,20,000 nadis in our body. Okay. Each of these are energy meridians. So how did we get this figure and how is this connected to the goddess? So each of these Nitya Devis have got two aspects, the day aspect and the night aspect. So in a 360-day year, we have 722 aspects of the Nitya Devis. Okay. And each Nitya Devi controls 100 nadis or 100 energy meridians. And that is how you get this figure. So that is how Kriya Yoga is connected to Sri Vidya. Everything in the matrix and all the deep sciences emerge from the womb of the mother only. So all the scientific knowledge, all the sacred information has come from there. So that's how they are connected. Okay. So we have largely completed the completed the preview on who is the goddess, what is the Sri Yantra, how can we practice the Lalita Sahasranama, and obviously you'd like to know what are the benefits of doing that. So that I've kind of summed it up as your single complete spiritual practice, which helps you uh, become wise in life, playful in life, and wise both at the same point of time. It's not that if you are wise you can't be playful. So it's not an either or situation. You can be both, and you can also be very deep inside, immersed in the goddess while you are operating in your role plays outside. So that is the art and science and benefit of working with Lalita Sahasranama. So in today, what are we going to do? And what I'll just give you a little preview. Yes. So we are going to do a puja ritual where I will be chanting the Lalita Sahasranama and Jenny will be doing the energization and consecration of her beautiful Sri Yantra. So we will be doing this. This ritual is called as Kumkum Archana Sri Yantra Puja. So all that you can simply do it at your own home also after you learn here. It's not difficult at all. All that you need is for you to be, first of all, available in a safe, peaceful space because it has to be done in one continuum. You can't break the practice in between. So please ensure that your phones are switched off. You are able to take out a dedicated time where you're not disturbed by anybody else for an hour at least, where you are with yourself and you're able to immerse, go slowly, and complete your practice in one go. The other things that you need are a Sri Yantra. So if you do not have a Sri Yantra, see, if you have a 3D Sri Yantra, that would be the best. If you do not have a 3D Sri Yantra, you can have a plate yantra or a two-dimensional yantra. If you do not even have that, then please get a laminated paper printout and use that. So that is how you get a Sri Yantra. Other than this, you will need red vermilion powder, about 100 grams for this ritual. Why 100 grams? Because it's a long 40-minute process. So your kumkum should not be finishing off in the middle of it. So have a good handful of it so that it does not finish during your process. And the third thing is basically you can have a tea light candle or any kind of fire element there at your altar where you are able to light a diya or have a candle, whatever that you can. See, I just giving you the basics of this ritual. There is no end to the algorithm of the offerings that we can make to the mother. So if you want, you can get fruits, you can get flowers, you can get edible things, you can get whatever you want for out of your devotion to the mother. There is no way, there is no formal one way to do it. The ideal practice of a Sri Yantra Puja is a proper Nav Avaran Puja, which may actually last for as long as 3 to 4 hours and may have more than 100 articles which could be used as an offering to the mother. But here we are not talking about complexing the process. We are talking about actually making it as simple as for you to do it as a daily practice at your homes. So therefore, these are the three basic necessities for you to do and to have. These are the steps we will follow today. I'm giving Jenny and all of you a small, crisp rundown of what we are going to do. So Jenny is going to be seated comfortably, which she's already doing. She's enjoying, and she's going to place all her things very close to her so that she doesn't have to stretch really far too much. And see, in her setup, you can see that there is a table right in front of her, which is at a average height that makes it easy for her to lift the things. It is placed close to her, and on the table, Jenny, can you show us the things that you have with you?
Sure.
Yes.
This is the kumkum. I can't see it. You can see it anyway.
Yes.
Definitely plenty of it.
Yes.
Sri Yantra. We have flowers. And of course, we have a little tiny maru here too. And then we have chocolate and the Nagini, because it's also a Naga and Nagini, that's Divine Serpent Race Day with the Sri Yantra. And then the candle. So all the elements, earth, air, water, fire. And then, of course, consequently, ether. We have everything. And incense.
Yes.
Incense.
Yes. So she's made a very simplistic and very doable and very aesthetic setup. This is how you can do at your own homes. It doesn't really take too much of time or too much of things to have a puja ritual. So don't just skip it because you think that it's complex. It's not complex. It's just very
Right.
easy to do if you have the will to do it. Okay. So I'm just taking you down the steps of what we will do in this puja. So we will place our things close to us and we will spend 3 to 5 minutes preparing our auric fields and our bodies for this entering into the process by doing some nadi shodhan or deep breathing, and for expressing our gratitude for the opportunity to be able to do this process. Then we will invoke Ganesha, who has to be invoked at the beginning of any ritual, request him to remove all obstacles in our puja. And then we are going to do a thankful and gratitude practice to our guru and chant his mantra if we have any. If we don't, it's just fine. Even if you don't have a guru, no problem. You take yourself as the guru and express your gratitude for that. And then there will be the singing of the hymn of Lalita Sahasranama, and slowly, very mindfully, very meditatively, no hurries. There is no race to finish. What the person who is doing the ritual, for example, in this case is Jenny, she will have to use her right ring finger and her thumb to slowly take pinches of kumkum and keep putting that kumkum on the bindu of the Sri Yantra. Slowly she has to do, slowly, no hurries. The practice has to be done with mindfulness so that you become meditative during the practice. It's not something that you need to do quickly, as if, you're like completing a task. Okay. And at the end of the process, we will be able to do some offerings to the goddess, which could include as the flowers or the incense or anything else that we'd like to do. And end the process by again saying namaste and folding our hands and expressing our gratitude. The kumkum that is left that has been put over the Sri Yantra can be collected later on after the ritual and be collected in a container with a lid. And that kumkum slowly you can use every day by adding a pinch of that to your bathing water, or you can anoint your third eye with the kumkum, because the kumkum itself gets consecrated and energized after being in contact with the yantra. So it itself becomes very powerful. If you make it a practice to wear the kumkum on your third eye, you will be able to see that the depth of your meditation would be different. The way that you influence in the world will be different. Okay. So that's how this process we will do. And definitely during the entire process, all I will do is I will be chanting the Lalita Sahasranama and just sharing my love with all of you. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this presentation. In case of me being of any more service to you, you can try to get hold of this book if you like. You can have a peek into the Sri Vidya course that is available on my website, where you can learn how to do this process every day through guided videos. And it'll also give you a PDF with all the names and their each name simple English translations of what that name means. Okay. So that's how I'm concluding this session. I am just stopping this screen sharing here. And we can start the process. You can please light the lamp.
Take this one. I also have the Mahavijaya Yantra over here too,
Yes.
but I may have run out of space a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. There's no place to keep it probably. So mm, can you try to keep it in front of the candle?
yes, I was thinking.
Yeah, just see where you can.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Yes. Now light the candle.
It's lit.
It's lit already. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Okay.
Our yantra.
So Jenny is going to do the consecration of her yantra, but all of you are also participants of this process. So don't wander off somewhere. Try to remain in your body. There may be occasions where you feel very ungrounded. You have emotional outbursts. There are memories coming up. There may be different experiences for different people. But please try to remain as neutral as possible. Yeah, this is much better, Jenny. This,
Yeah.
yes, try to just experience it. Do not get into any kind of mental hallucination about it. Just take it as it comes and remain with us during the practice. Okay. So that's the idea. Okay, Jenny, close your eyes. Do some deep breathing. All of us can do. Now, Jenny, express your gratitude for this time, this space, this opportunity for all of us to connect and for you to lead this for all of us. Request the mother for her blessings, for her love, for her connection, for all of us here. If you have a guru, please take some moments to thank him or her for requesting for their blessings for the sacred ritual and completion of your sadhana. You can even place your hands on your head. Please open your eyes and see. Yes. So this is the Mrigi Mudra. You can place it like this. See? Yes. Yes. That's how you do it. Yes, exactly. So this is the reverence to the Guru. So you can just say Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
Om Shri
Gurubhyo
Gurubhyo
Namah.
Namah.
That's it. Okay. I will invoke Ganesha. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Havamahi Kavim Kavinam Upamastravasramam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anaha Shrunavan Notibi Siddha Sadhanam Shri Mahaganadipate Namaha Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Okay. Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vidnopashantaye. Now we will do something which is called as Nyasa. So Nyasa is the purification process before we enter into the puja. Asya Sri Lalita Sahasranama Stotra Mala Mahamantrasya Vashinyadi Vagadevata Rishyaha Anushtup Chandaha Sri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari Devata Aim Bijam Sau Shaktihi Klim Kilakam Sri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari Prasada Siddhyarthi Jape Viniyogaha. Now, just follow me with the fingers. We will be purifying the fingers, okay? Aim Angushtabhyam Namaha. Klim Tarjanibhyam Namaha. Sauha Madhyamabhyam Namaha. Aim Anamikabhyam Namaha. Klim Kanishtikabhyam Namaha. Sauha Karatal Karprishtabhyam Namaha. Aim Hridayaya Namaha. Klim Shirase Swaha. Sauha Shikhaya Vashat. Aim Kavachaya Hum. Klim Netratraya Vaushat. Sauha Astraya Fat. Bhurbhuva Swaha Om Iti Digabandaha. These are beautiful gestures for purifying our body and our hands. These are called as nyasas. Okay. Then we will do dhyana mantra. Dhyan means meditation. So these are specific shlokas where we are meditating on the form of the goddess and we are describing her beauty, that she is bright red in color. She has got 3 eyes, all these things. Okay. Sinduraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Maulit Spurat Tara Nayak Shekharam Smitamukhim Vapim Vakshoruham Panibhyamali Ratna Chashakam Raktotpalam Bibhrantim Saumyam Ratna Ghatasta Rakta Charanam Dhyayita Parambikam Arunam Karunatarangitakshim Dhrutapashankushpushpabani chapam अनिमादिभिरावृतां मयूखैरहमित्येव विभावये भवानी. So we have finished the meditation on the form of the goddess. And now we are going to start the formal ritual. So I will request Jenny to slowly open the lid of her kumkum box. And with her right hand, she has to continuously do the chanting. All of you can make yourself comfortable and use this time. This is going to take at least half an hour. So either you can watch Jenny do the process. You can, if you feel meditative and you want to close your eyes and enjoy the vibrational chant, you can do that. Just immerse in whatever ways that feel natural to you. Okay. Shri Mata Shri Maharagni Srimat Simhasaneshwari Chidagnikunda Sambhuta Devakarya Samudyata उद्यत्भानु सहस्राभा चतुर्बाहु समन्विता रागस्वरूप पाषाढ्या क्रोधाकारान्कुशोज्ज्वला मनोरूपेक्षुकोदण्डा पञ्चतन्मात्र सायका निजारुण प्रभापूर मज्जत् ब्रह्माण्ड मण्डला चम्पकाशोग पुन्नाग सौगन्धितलसत्कच कुरुविन्दमणि श्रेणी कनत्कोटीरमण्डिता अष्टमी चंद्र विभ्राज दलिकस्थल शोभिता मुख चंद्र कलंकाभ मृगनाभि विशेषका वदन स्मर मांगल्य गृह तोरण चिल्लिका वक्रलक्ष्मी परिवाह चलन मीनाभलोचना नव चंपक पुष्पाभ नासादंड विराजिता ताराकांति तिरस्कारी नासाभरण भासुरा कदंब मंजरी क्लुप्त कर्णपूर मनोहरा ताटंक युगलीभूत तपनोडुपमंडला पद्मराग शिलादर्श परिभाविक पोलभू नव विद्रुम बिंब श्री न्यक्कारी रदनच्छदा शुद्ध विद्यान्कुराकार द्विज पंक्ति द्वयोज्ज्वला कर्पूर वीटिकामोद समाकर्ष दिगंधरा निज संलाभ माधुर्य विनिर्भत्सित कच्छबी मंदस्मित प्रभापूर मज्जत कामीश मानसा अनाकलित सादृश्य चिबुक श्री विराजिता कामीश बद्ध मांगल्य सूत्र शोभित कंधरा कनकांदन केयूर कमनीय भुजान्विता रत्नग्रैवीव चिंताक लोल मुक्ता फलान्विता कामेश्वर प्रेम रत्न मणि प्रतिपनस्तनी नाभ्याल वाल रोमाली लता फल कुचद्वयी लक्ष्य रोम लता धारता समुनेय मध्यमा स्तन भार दलन मध्य पट्ट बंधवलित्रया अरुणारुण कौसुंभ वस्त्र भास्वत कटी तटी रत्न किंकिनिकारम्य रशना धाम भूषिता कामेश ज्ञात सौभाग्य मार्दवोरु द्वयान्विता माणिक्य मुकुटाकार जानुद्वय विराजिता इंद्रकोप परीक्षित स्मरतु नाभजंगिका गूढ़ गुल्फा कूर्म पृष्ठ जयिष्णु प्रपदान्विता नखदीदिति समचन्न नमज्जन तमो गुना पदद्वय प्रभाजाल पराकृत सरोरुहा सिंचान मणि मंजीर मंदित श्रीपदाम्बुजा मराली मंद गमना महालावण्य सेवधी सर्वारुणान वद्यांगी सर्वाभरण भूषिता शिव कामेश्वरांकस्ता शिवा स्वाधीन वल्लभा सुमेरु मध्य शृंगस्ता श्रीमन्नगर नायिका चिंतामणि गृहांतस्ता पंच ब्रह्मासन स्थिता महापद्माटवी संस्था कदम्ब वनवासिनी सुधा सागर मध्यस्था कामाक्षी कामदायिनी देवर्षि गण संघाता स्तूयमानात्म वैभवा भंडासुर वधोद्युक्त शक्ति सेना समन्विता संपत्करी समारूढ़ सिंधुर व्रज सेविता अश्वारूढ़ा दृष्टिदास्प कोटि कोटि भिरावृता चक्रराज रथारूढ़ सर्वायुध परिष्कृता गेय चक्र रथारूढ़ मंत्रिणी परिसेविता गिरिचक्ररथारूढ दण्डनाथा पुरस्कृता ज्वालामालिनिका क्षिप्त वह्नि प्राकार मध्यगा भण्ड सैन्यवधोद्युक्त शक्ति विक्रम हर्षिता नित्या पराक्रमाटोप निरीक्षण समुस्तुका भण्डपुत्र वधोद्युक्त बाला विक्रम नन्दिता मन्त्रिण्यम्बा विरचिता विषग्नवद दूषिता विशुक्ल प्राण हरणा वाराही वीर्य नंदिता कामेश्वर मुखालोक कल्पित श्री गणेश्वरा महागणेश निर्भिन्न विघ्न यंत्र प्रहर्षिता भंडासुरेंद्र निर्मुक्त शस्त्र प्रत्यस्त्र वर्षिणी करांगुली ही नखोत्पन्न नारायण दशाकृति महापाशुपतास्त्राग्नि निर्गद्धासुर सैनिका कामेश्वरास्त निर्गत सबंधासुर शून्य का ब्रह्मोपेन्द्र महेंद्रादि देव संस्तुत वैभवा हर नेत्राग्नि संदग्ध काम संजीवन औषधि श्रीमत्पाभवकूटैक स्वरूप मुख पंकजा कंठाथ कटिपर्यंत मध्यकूटैक स्वरूपिणी शक्तिकूटैकतापन्न कट्यता भागधारिणी मूलमन्त्रात्मिका मूलकूटत्रय कलेभरा कुलामृतैकरसिका कुलसंकेतपालिनी कुलांगना कुलांतस्था कौलिनी कुलयोगिनी अकुला समयांतस्था समयाचार तत्परा मूलाधारैक निलया ब्रह्म ग्रंथि विभेदिनी मणिपुरांतरुदिता विष्णु ग्रंथि विभेदिनी आज्ञा चक्रांतरालस्था रुद्र ग्रंथि विभेदिनी सहस्रांबुजारूढ़ा सुधासाराभिवर्षिणी तडिल्लिता समरुचिः षट्चक्रोपरि संस्थिता महाशक्तिः कुंडलिनी विसतन्तूतनीयसी भवानी भावनागम्या भवारण्य कुठारिका भद्रप्रिया भद्रमूर्ति भक्त सौभाग्यदायिनी भक्ति प्रिया भक्ति गम्या भक्तिवश्या भयापहा शांभवी शारदाराध्या शर्वाणी शर्मदायिनी शांकरी श्रीकरी साध्वी शरच्चंद्र निभानना शातोदरी शांतिमती निराधारा निरंजना निर्लेपा निर्मला नित्या निराकारा निराकुला निर्गुणा निष्कला शांता निष्कामा निरुपप्लवा नित्यमुक्ता निर्विकारा निष्प्रपंचा निराश्रया नित्यशुद्धा नित्यबुद्धा निरवध्या निरंतरा निष्कारणा निष्कलंका निरुपाधि निरीश्वरा नीरागारागमतिनी निर्मदा मदनाशिनी निश्चिंता निरहंकारा निर्मोहा मोहनाशिनी निर्ममा ममता हंत्री निष्पापा पापनाशिनी निष्क्रोधा क्रोध शमनी निर्लोभा लोभनाशिनी निस्संशया संशयग्नि निर्भवा भवनाशिनी निर्विकल्पा निराबाधा निर्भेदा भेदनाशिनी निर्नाशा मृत्युमदनी निष्क्रिया निष्परिग्रहा निस्तुला नीलचिकुरा निरपाया निरत्यया दुर्लभा दुर्गमा दुर्गा दुःखहंत्री सुखप्रदा दुष्ट दूरा दुराचार शमनी दोषवर्जिता सर्वज्ञा सांड करुणा समानाधिक वर्जिता सर्वशक्तिमयी सर्वमंगला सद्गति प्रदा सर्वेश्वरी सर्वमयी सर्वमंत्र स्वरूपिणी सर्वयंत्रात्मिका सर्वतंत्र रूपा मनोन्मनी माहेश्वरी महादेवी महालक्ष्मी मृडप्रिया महारूपा महापूज्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्वा महाशक्तिर्महारती महाभोगा महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धिर्महासिद्धिर्महायोगेश्वरीश्वरी महातंत्रा महामंत्रा महायंत्रा महासना महायागक्रमाराध्या महाभैरव पूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्प महातांडव साक्षिणी महाकामेश महिषी महात्रिपुर सुंदरी चतुष्षष्टुपचाराध्या चतुष्षष्टिकलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टिकोटि योगिनी गणसेविता मनुविद्या चंद्रविद्या चंद्रमंडलमध्यगा चारुरूपा चारुहासा चारुचंद्रकलाधरा चराचर जगन्नाथा चक्रराजनिकेतना पार्वती पद्मनयना पद्मराग समप्रभा पंचप्रेतासनासीना पंचब्रह्म स्वरूपिणी चिन्मयी परमानंदा विज्ञान घन रूपिणी ध्यान ध्यातृ रूपा धर्मा धर्म विवर्जिता विश्वरूपा जागरिणी स्वपन्ती तैजसात्मिका सुप्ता प्रज्ञात्मिका तुर्या सर्वावस्था विवर्जिता सृष्टिकर्त्री ब्रह्मरूपा गोत्री गोविंद रूपिणी संहारिणी रुद्ररूपा तिरुधानकरीश्वरी सदाशिवानुग्रहदा पंचकृत्यपरायणा भानुमण्डल मध्यस्था भैरवी भगमालिनी पद्मासना भगवती पद्मनाभ सहोदरी उन्मेष निमिषोत्पन्न विपन्न भुवनावली सहस्रशीर्ष वदना सहस्राक्षी सहस्रपात आब्रह्म कीट जननी वर्णाश्रम विधायिनी निजाग्ना रूप निगमा पुण्या पुण्य फलप्रदा श्रुति सीमंत सिंदूरी कृतपादाब्ज धूलिका सकलागम संदोह शुक्ति संपुट मौक्तिका पुरुषार्थ प्रदा पूर्णा भोगिनी भुवनेश्वरी अंबिका नाधिनिधना हरि ब्रह्मेंद्र सेविता नारायणी नाद रूपा नाम रूप विवर्जिता ह्रींकारी ह्रीमती रुद्या हेयोपादेय वर्जिता राजराजार्चिता राज्ञी रम्या राजीवलोचना रंजनी रमणी रस्या रनत्किंकिनी मेखला रमा राकेन्दुवदना रतिरूपा रतिप्रिया रक्षाकरी राक्षसग्नि रामा रमन लंपटा काम्या कामकला रूपा कदम्ब कुसुम प्रिया कल्याणी जगती कंधा करुणा रस सागरा कलावती कलालापा कांता कादंबरी प्रिया वरदा वामनयना वारुणी मद विह्वला विश्वाधिका वेद वेद्या विंध्याचल निवासिनी विधात्री वेद जननी विष्णु माया विलासिनी क्षेत्र स्वरूपा क्षेत्रेशी क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ पालिनी क्षय वृद्धि विनिर्मुक्ता क्षेत्रपाला समर्चिता विजया विमला वंद्या वंदारु जनवत्सला वाग्वादिनी वामकेशी वह्निमंडल वासिनी भक्तिमत्कल्पलतिका पशुपाश विमोचिनी समृता शेष पाषंडा सदाचार प्रवर्तिका तापत्रयाग्नि संतप्त संहालादन चंद्रिका तरुणी तापसाराध्या तनुमध्या तमोपहा चितिस्तत्पद लक्ष्यार्था चिदेकर स्वरूपिणी स्वात्मानंद लवीभूता ब्रह्माद्यानंद संतति परा प्रत्यक्षिति रूपा पश्यन्ति परदेवता मध्यमा वैखरी रूपा भक्तमानस हंसिका कामेश्वर प्राणनाडी कृतज्ञा काम पूजिता शृंगार रस संपूर्णा जया जालंधर स्थिता ऊढ्यान पीठ निलया बिंदु मंडल वासिनी रहो याग क्रमाराध्या रहस्तर्पण तर्पिता सद्य प्रसादिनी विश्व साक्षिनी साक्षी वर्जिता षडग्न देवता युक्ता षड्गुण्य परिपूरिता नित्य क्लिन्ना निरुपमा निर्वाण सुखदायिनी नित्या षोड शिखा रूपा श्रीकंठार्थ शरीरिणी प्रभावती प्रभारूपा प्रसिद्धा परमेश्वरी मूल प्रकृतिरव्यक्ता व्यक्ता व्यक्त स्वरूपिणी व्यापिनी विविधाकारा विद्या विद्या स्वरूपिणी महाकामेश नयन कुमुदालाद कौमुदी भक्त हार्द तमो भेद भानुमत भानु संतति शिवदूती शिवाराध्या शिवमूर्ति शिवंकरी शिवप्रिया शिवपरा शिष्टेष्टा शिष्ट पूजिता अप्रमेया स्वप्रकाशा मनोवाचा मगोचरा चित शक्ति चेतना रूपा जड़ शक्ति जडात्मिका गायत्री व्याहृति संध्या द्विजवृंद निषेविता तत्वासना तत्वमयी पंचकोशांडर स्थिता निस्सीम महिमा नित्या यौवना मदशालिनी मदघूर्णित रक्ताक्षी मदपाटल खंडभू चंदन द्रव दिग्धांगी चांपेय कुसुम प्रिया कुशला कोमलाकारा कुरुकुल्ला कुलेश्वरी कुलकुंडालया कौल मार्ग तत्पर सेविता कुमार गणनाथांबा तुष्टि पुष्टि मति धृति शांति ही स्वस्तिमती कांति नंदिनी विघ्ननाशिनी तेजोवती त्रिनयना लोलाक्षी कामरूपिणी मालिनी हंसिनी माता मलयाचल निवासिनी सुमुखी नलिनी शुभ्रू शोभना सुरनायिका कालकंठी कांतिमती शोभिनी सूक्ष्म रूपिणी वज्रेश्वरी वामदेवी वयोवस्था विवर्जिता सिद्धेश्वरी सिद्ध विद्या सिद्ध माता यशस्विनी विशुद्धि चक्र निलया रक्तवर्णा त्रिलोचना खड्वांगादि प्रहरणा वदनैक समन्विता पायसान प्रिया त्वष्टा पशुलोक भयंकरी अमृताति महाशक्ति संभृता डाकिनीश्वरी अनाहताब्ज निलया श्यामा भावदनद्वया धंश्रोज्वलाक्षमालाधि रुधिर संस्थिता कालरात्र्यातिशक्त योग वृद्धा स्निग्धौधन प्रिया महावीरेन्द्र वरदा राकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी मणिपुराब्ज निलया वदनत्रय संयुधा वज्राधिकायुधोपेता डामयाधिभिरावृता रक्तवर्णा मांसनिष्ठा गुणान्न प्रीत मानसा समस्त भक्त सुखदा लाकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी स्वाधिष्ठानां भुजगता चतुर्वक्र मनोहरा शूलायायुध संपन्ना पीतवर्णादिगर्विता मेधोनिष्ठा मधुप्रीता बन्धिन्याधि समन्विता धड्यन्नासक्त हृदया काकिनी रूपधारिणी मूलाधाराम्बुजारूढा पंचवक्रास्ति संस्तुता अंकुशाति प्रहरणा वरदाधि निषेविता मुद्गौदनासक्त चित्ता साकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी आज्ञा चक्राब्ज निलया शुक्लवर्णा षडानना मज्जा संस्था हंसवती मुख्य शक्ति समन्विता हरिद्रा नैक रसिका हाकिनी रूपधारिणी सहस्रदल पद्मस्था सर्ववर्णोपशोभिता सर्वायुधधरा शुक्ल संस्थिता सर्वतोमुखी सर्वौधना प्रीत चित्ता याकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी स्वाहा स्वधामती मेधा श्रुति स्मृति अनुत्तमा पुण्यकीर्ति पुण्यलभ्या पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तना पुलोमजार्चिता बंध मोचनी बंधुरालका विमर्श रूपिणी विद्या वियदाधि जगत प्रसू सर्वव्याधि प्रशमनी सर्व मृत्यु निवारिणी अग्रगण्या चिन्त्य रूपा कलिकल्मषनाशिनी कात्यायनी कालहंत्री कमलाक्ष निषेविता तांबूल पूरित मुखी दाडिमी कुसुम प्रभा मृगाक्षी मोहिनी मुख्या मृडानी मित्र रूपिणी नित्य तृप्ता भक्त निधि नियंत्री निखिलेश्वरी मैत्र्यादिवासना लभ्या महाप्रलय साक्षिणी पराशक्ति परानिष्ठा प्रज्ञान घन रूपिणी माध्वी पानाल सामत्ता मातृका वर्ण रूपिणी महाकैलास निलया मृणाल मृदु दुर्लता महनीया दयामूर्ति महासाम्राज्यशालिनी आत्मविद्या महाविद्या श्री विद्या काम सेविता श्री षोडशाक्षरी विद्या त्रिकूटा काम कोटिका कटाक्ष किंकरी भूत कमला कोटि सेविता शिरस्थिता चंद्र निभा बालस्तेन्द्र धनुप्रभा हृदयस्था रवि प्रख्या त्रिकोणांतर दीपिका दाक्षायणी दैत्यहंत्री दक्ष यज्ञ विनाशिनी धराधोलित दीर्घाक्षी दरहासोज्वलन्मुखी गुरुमूर्ति गुणनिधि गोमाता गुह जन्मभू देवेशी दंडनीतिस्था दहराकाश रूपिणी प्रतिपन्मुख्य राकांता तिथिमंडल पूजिता कलात्मिका कलानाथा काव्यालाभ विनोदिनी सचामर रमावाणी सव्य दक्षिण सेविता आदिशक्ति रमेयात्मा परमा पावना कृति अनेक कोटि ब्रह्मांड जननी दिव्य विग्रहा क्लींकारी केवला गुह्या कैवल्य पददायिनी त्रिपुरा त्रिजगत वंद्या त्रिमूर्ति स्त्रियदेश्वरी त्र्यक्षरी दिव्य गंधात्या सिंदूर तिलकांचिता उमा शैलेन्द्र तनया गौरी गंधर्व सेविता विश्वगर्भा स्वर्णगर्भा वरदा वागदीश्वरी ध्यानगम्या परिच्छेद्या ज्ञानदा ज्ञान विग्रहा सर्व वेदांत संवेद्या सत्यानंद स्वरूपिणी लोपा मुद्राचिता लीला क्लुप्त ब्रह्मांड मंडला अदृश्या दृश्य रहिता विघ्नात्री वेद्य वर्जिता योगिनी योगदा योग्या योगानंदा युगंधरा इच्छा शक्ति ज्ञान शक्ति क्रिया शक्ति स्वरूपिणी सर्वाधारा सुप्रतिष्ठा सदसद्रूप धारिणी अष्टमूर्ति रजा जैत्री लोक यात्रा विधायिनी एकाकिनी भूम रूपा निर्द्वैता द्वैत वर्जिता अन्नदा वसुधा वृद्धा ब्रह्मात्मैक्य स्वरूपिणी बृहती ब्राह्मणी ब्राह्मी ब्रह्मानंदा बलिप्रिया भाषा रूपा बृहत्सेना भावा भाव विवर्जिता सुखाराध्या शुभकरी शोभना सुलभागति राजराजेश्वरी राज्यदाहिनी राज्यवल्लभा राजत्कृपा राजपीठा निवेशित निजाश्रिता राज्यलक्ष्मी कोशनाथा चतुरंग बलेश्वरी साम्राज्यदायिनी सत्यसंधा सागर मेखला दीक्षिता दैत्य शमनी सर्वलोक वशंकरी सर्वार्थदात्री सावित्री सच्चिदानंद रूपिणी देशकाला परिच्छिन्ना सर्वगा सर्वमोहिनी सरस्वती शास्त्रमयी गुहांबा गुह्य रूपिणी सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्ता सदाशिव पतिव्रता संप्रदायेश्वरी साध्वी गुरुमंडल रूपिणी कुलोत्तीर्णा भगाराध्या माया मधुमती मही गणांबा गुह्यकाराध्या कोमलांगी गुरुप्रिया स्वतंत्रा सर्वतंत्रेशी दक्षिणामूर्ति रूपिणी सनकाधि समाराध्या शिव ज्ञान प्रदायिनी चित्कलानंद कलिका प्रेम रूपा प्रियंकरी नाम पारायण प्रीता नंदी विद्या नटेश्वरी मिथ्या जगत तिष्ठाना मुक्तिदा मुक्ति रूपिणी लास्य प्रिया लय करी लज्जारंभादिवंदिता भवदाव सुधा वृष्टि पापारण्य धवानला दौर्भाग्य तूल वातूला जराद्वांतर विप्रभा भाग्याब्धि चंद्रिका भक्त चित्तके की घना घना रोग पर्वत दंभूली मृत्युधारु कुठारिका महेश्वरी महाकाली महाग्रासा महासना अपर्णा चंडिका चंड मुंडासुर निशोदिनी शराशरात्मिका सर्वलोकेशी विश्वधारिणी त्रिवर्गदात्री शुभगा त्र्यंबगा त्रिगुणात्मिका स्वर्गापवर्गदा शुद्धा जपा पुष्प निभाकृति ओजोवती द्युतिधरा यज्ञ रूपा प्रियव्रता दुराराध्या दुरादर्शा पाटली कुसुम प्रिया महती मेरु निलया मंदार कुसुम प्रिया वीराराध्या विराट रूपा विरजा विश्वतोमुखी प्रत्यक रूपा पराकाशा प्राणदा प्राण रूपिणी मार्तांड भैरवाराध्या मंत्रिणी न्यष्ट राज्यधू त्रिपुरेशी जयत्सेना निस्त्रैगुण्या परापरा सत्यज्ञानानंद रूपा सामरस्य परायणा कपर्दिनी कलामाला काम दुःखाम रूपिणी कलानिधि काव्यकला रसज्ञा रससेवधी पुष्टा पुरातना पूज्या पुष्करा पुष्करेक्षणा परम ज्योति परम धामा परमाणु परात्परा पाशहस्ता पाशहंत्री परमंत्र विभेदिनी मूर्ता मूर्ता नित्य तृप्ता मुनिमानस हंसिका सत्यव्रता सत्यरूपा सर्वांतर्यामिनी सती ब्रह्माणी ब्रह्मजननी बहुरूपा बुधार्चिता प्रशवित्री प्रचंडाग्ना प्रतिष्ठा प्रकटाकृति प्राणेश्वरी प्राणदात्री पंचास पीठ रूपिणी विशुंकला विवित्कस्था वीरमाता वियत्प्रसू मुकुंदा मुक्ति निलया मूल विग्रह रूपिणी भावग्ना भवरोकग्नि भवचक्र प्रवर्तिनी चंडसारा शास्त्रसारा मंत्रसारा तलोदरी उदार कीर्तिरुद्धामा वैभवा वर्ण रूपिणी जन्म मृत्यु जरा तृप्त जन विश्रांतिदायिनी सर्वोपनिषदुद्घुस्ता शांतितीता कलात्मिका गंभीरा गगनांतस्था गर्विता गानलोलुपा कल्पना रहिता काष्ठा कांता कांतार्थ विग्रहा कार्यकारण निर्मुक्ता कामकेली तरंगिता कनक कनकताटंका लीला विग्रह धारिणी अजाशय विनिर्मुक्ता मुग्धा क्षिप्र प्रसादिनी अंतर्मुख समाराध्या बहिर्मुख सुदुर्लभा त्रयातिवर्ग निलया त्रिष्टा त्रिपुर मालिनी निरामया निरालंबा स्वात्मा रामा सुधाश्रुति संसार पंक निर्मग्न समुद्धरण पंडिता यज्ञ प्रिया यज्ञ कत्री यजमान स्वरूपिणी धर्माधारा धनाधक्षा धन धान्य विवर्तिनी विप्र प्रिया विप्र रूपा विश्व भ्रमणकारिणी विश्वग्रासा विद्रुमाभा वैष्णवी विष्णु रूपिणी अयोनि योनि निलया कूटस्था कुल रूपिणी वीर गोष्ठी प्रिया वीरा नैष्कर्म्यानाथ रूपिणी विज्ञान कलना कल्या विदत्था भैंडवासना तत्वादिका तत्वमयी तत्वमर्थ स्वरूपिणी सामगान प्रिया सौम्या सदाशिव कुटुंबिनी सव्याप सव्य मार्गस्था सर्वा पदवी निवारिणी स्वस्था स्वभाव मधुरा धीरा धीर समर्चिता चैतन्याख्य समाराध्या चैतन्य कुसुम प्रिया सदोदिता सदा तुष्टा तरुणादित्य पाटला दक्षिणा दक्षिणाराध्या धरस्मेर मुखाम्बुजा कौलिनी केवलानग्र कैवल्य पददायिनी स्तोत्र प्रिया स्तुतिमती श्रुति संस्तुत वैभवा मनस्विनी मानवती महिषी मंगलाकृति विश्वमाता जगद्धात्री विशालाक्षी विरागिनी प्रगल्भा परमोदारा परामोदा मनोमयी व्योमकेशी विमानस्था वज्रिणी वामकेश्वरी पंचयज्ञ प्रिया पंच प्रेत मंचादि साइनी पंचमी पंचभूतेशी पंच संख्योपचारिणी शाश्वती शाश्वतेश्वर्या शर्मदा शंभु मोहिनी धराधर सुता धन्या धर्मिणी धर्मवर्तिनी लोकातीता गुणातीता सर्वातीता समात्मिका बंधूक कुसुम प्रख्या बाला लीला विनोदिनी सुमंगली सुखकरी सुवेशाढ्या सुवासिनी सुवासिन्यचन प्रीता शोभना शुद्ध मानसा बिंदु तर्पण संतुष्टा पूर्वजा त्रिपुरांबिका दशमुद्रा समाराध्या त्रिपुरा श्री वशंकरी ज्ञान मुद्रा ज्ञान गम्या ज्ञान गेय स्वरूपिणी योनि मुद्रा त्रिखंडेशी त्रिगुणांबा त्रिकोणगा अनगाद्भुत चारित्रा वांछितार्थ प्रदायिनी अभ्यासातिशय ज्ञाता षडत्वातीत रूपिणी अव्याज करुणामूर्ति रज्ञान ध्वांत दीपिका आबाल गोप विदिता सर्वालुल्लंघ्य शासना श्री चक्र राज निलया श्रीमत् त्रिपुर सुंदरी श्री शिवा शिव शक्त्यैक रूपिणी ललितांबिका इति श्री ललिता सहस्रनाम स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम. Close your eyes. Again, express gratitude for having completed this wonderful process together. Pray for everybody's all beings, all forms of life on this planet. Pray for everyone. Offer the Yoni Mudra to if you know by any chance. Otherwise, I am doing it. Yes. Show the mudra to the yantra. Yes. Very well. Excellent. Okay. That's it. So beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for this opportunity of doing this on this sacred day. And my voice needs to rest a bit. So, and also I request Jenny to be sharing what she has experienced, how she has enjoyed this session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for, thank you so much. Thank
That's
you so
enough.
much. Thank you so much.
It's actually quite overwhelming for the body also sometimes to experience. So I think that everybody should rest after this and take it easy.
And go pee.
Yes, yes. Anything else you would like to share with your participants, Jenny?
All right, now I'm just going to revel in the afterglow of this, and then we will share in person more after the afterglow wears for everybody.
I'm sure.
It's time to revel in the afterglow.
Do pass me also some of the celebratory occasions. I will also revel in those. Okay?
Absolutely. You are part of this revel. There's no doubt about it.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Sri
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.